So, you want to break into tech, right? Well, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do this, but this is just a disclaimer. Everything I'm about to talk about is from my own personal experience. So, please take everything with a grain of salt. With that said, let's get right into the video. Funny enough, for like the last month and a half-ish, I've been interviewing. So a lot of my time has been taken up preparing for all those interviews and working towards getting the job. But that entire experience was super helpful because all of that kind of gave me the experience and the breadth to give you this information. So we're going to talk about a few things. To begin, I'm going to talk about my own personal experience in terms of how I got my job. Next, we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to do in order to get that job or break into that field. And then lastly, I'm just going to share some personal tips and a lot of resources that could be very helpful to you. So let's begin by talking about my own personal experience. So it all started here. And by here, I don't mean literally in this room. I mean on my computer. If you take a look at my YouTube channel, you'll notice that there's a long period of time where I just don't post anything. It wasn't because I was just lazy or inconsistent. It was because I shifted my focus from everything around me to just one thing, which was to acquire the skills that I needed to break into UX design. So start there, shift your focus and get rid of a lot of distractions that you may have because it's a long journey and it takes time. So how did I learn the skills and how can you learn the skills as well? There's a lot of different ways online that you can learn the skills that you need. Personally, I'm a big believer in the sense that you do not have to spend a lot of money to gain access to this information. So I spent a lot of time on YouTube University. You can also Google a lot of the information that you need or take a look at a lot of books, maybe at your local library or something like that. But if you do want to go down the route of paying for things, there's a lot of options out there that are super useful. Some could be a waste of money, but just use your own discretion. So what did I do? Like I said earlier, I spent a lot of time on YouTube learning a lot of the skills, but then because I wanted to add an actual certificate to my LinkedIn profile, I went on Coursera and just got the Google UX certificate. So you've learned the skills. Now what? You network. So I'm chilling with Sachin and Sarah right now. These are the two people I would say are like some of the best networkers. A big opportunity that I got was because of Sachin. He actually made me, forced me to go to the event. It was far as hell and I just wasn't sure if it was like worth my time.
I think like just any time you can get out of your comfort zone and like force yourself to like break through the mental barriers that you have, I think oftentimes will lead to a lot of growth opportunities. It's so easy to kind of like forget what the objectives are and what you want to do, and it's so easy to put the barriers even before you start, like to like if you want to do something, if you want to go somewhere and you're like, oh, but it's this or it's that, and then you already placing the barriers before you even took a step out the door. Exactly. I think if you just put yourself out there, get over it, move on, and like look at the opportunity cost of you going to certain things or like meeting certain people, I think you'll more times than not be surprised at the fact that like, or surprised at like the outcome of what happens at these things.
Yeah, I mean, but also like one yes will turn into 100 different yeses. Just because you go to one thing, that opens up the doors to another thing. Like you can't say no. It gets toxic sometimes. You can't say no because it's like, oh, if I close this door, it's gonna close every other door.
Yeah, no, 100%. Exactly what you guys are saying. Exactly what they're saying about the opportunity cost. Like, I was definitely getting ahead of myself. I didn't have anything planned that night, and I was just worried about driving and like the gas maybe. Yeah, so I went and it turned into my first opportunity. I was able to work with the startup and get some actual experience, which led me to my job. I definitely think it's important to go out there, network, do as much as you can, and yeah. So
that's exactly it, man. But you know, considering the fact that like I helped you, do it, I'm just saying like, I'll take my residuals, like.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Like
you're right.
Thing is
cut me with a check.
I'm just saying,
so,
you know what I'm saying, like.
You'll get a check.
Yeah.
By pigeon.
No, wait. See, the thing is,
so
I'll put like I got everything, bro. Like, listen, Venmo, PayPal, like we can. I have a check.
See, don't worry. No. The way that my account's set up.
Where my
look, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna finish this video out, but my place is a complete mess right now, so I'm going to finish the video while I clean. Like I was talking about earlier, you really need to go ahead and find your volunteer experience or your first experience in general. And I say volunteer because a lot of the time you will probably not be getting paid for the work that you're doing. And you need to go and find something that is definitely worth your while and something that is relevant to the industry or field that you want to go into. Businesses want to hire someone that has relevant work to them. Something else you could do is get a collective group of people who all have different disciplines. Lastly, and I think it's really important that you guys do this, is to work with a mentor. I think something that helped me was finding someone off of a resource, which I'm going to link in the description down below. You'll probably hear it from a lot of other people, but it is called adplist.org. Could be .com. It's most likely .org. Anyways, I found a ton of mentors on there that were relevant to the field that I wanted. And I'm not talking about random people who work at, community centers as UX designers, and no offense to those people who, I just called out. But you can meet a lot of cool people. I had a meeting with the head of UX design at Reddit. Those are the people that are probably going to get you the job that you want. The reason I say this is because my mentor actually got me the job that I'm in currently. Want to know what I did? I proved myself in front of her by showing my work, talking to her to find different ways that I can figure out how to be better as a designer. Don't just go and be predatory on mentors and say, yeah, I want you to be my mentor because I saw there was an opening in your company, so I want you to be a mentor, and hey, by the way, could you refer me? That's not what I'm saying. Work with people who work in industries that are very similar to what you want to do, and then find people who are qualified to be your mentor, people that you click with, and that will help you develop the skills and give you the resources for you to succeed. That's essentially it. So that pretty much covers it. If there's anything that I can tell to anyone who is job searching and trying to break into tech or just any field, take advantage of your network and connections online, because that's what I did and it really helped. I just would go on LinkedIn, send a ton of different people within areas that I was interested in, LinkedIn connections, asking if they were open to meeting with me. A lot of times these people will ghost you, which is a-okay. I can take rejection. I was not hurt. A lot of them had some good things to say, and a lot of them did not. You never know. It's a gamble, and it could help you, it couldn't, but it's worth the shot. You might just go out there and prove to someone that you're a really capable designer, and they might be able to refer you when a position opens up, say a week after you met with them. You never know. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. I really appreciate you guys for watching the video, and if this has helped you in any bit, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below if there are any other tips that you would suggest for other people who are currently job searching. It is a rough journey, and I felt that for like a year, so that shit was tough. Also, make sure to check me out on LinkedIn. I'm going to start posting on there in a second. So send me connection requests. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will talk to you later in the next video. Promise I will post. Talk to me later. Goodbye.